Hey guys, welcome to General Query. This is Fonz. I go by he, him, and his.
Hey guys, and this is Zuki, and I go by she, her, and hers. Welcome to another episode of General Query. How is everyone doing?
We're alive!
We're alive.
Yeah, that's all I can say.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
I really don't have much to add on that end. The only thing that I would like to highlight really quickly is that we talked about it a couple episodes ago about how it was really funny that the current administration was trying to silence the university, the Harvard University. And they've been going back and forth. Anyway, long story short, the new Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, she sent a letter to Harvard talking about things. And Harvard didn't even reply. They just sent her back her own letter annotated for grammatical and syntax errors,
I love that.
which
Yeah,
perfect. And
yeah,
that's the energy all of us should have.
yeah,
If you don't know where to place your period, if you don't know which tense you want your letter to be in, then don't talk to me.
yeah. Go fix
Yeah.
yourself before you come for me.
Before you come for me, because I didn't exactly send for you. So, yes, I love that. We just got through the Met Gala. That was
Can
amazing.
we actually make sure that
Please,
people are pronouncing it correctly? It's not the Met Gala. It's the Met Gala.
is that a thing? Are people doing that?
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting.
Oh my God, guys. Why? Why? What's gala? What is
Yeah.
this? The antebellum South? Gross.
I don't fucking know. It's disgusting. Anyway, look, so we posted a video, or I posted a video, like reviewing some of the best dressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were like a select few. I know I forgot a few of them, obviously.
Yeah, right.
Um, but also, can we talk about how it took fucking 30 minutes to make a 2-minute video?
Guys, I know that you're not supposed to have any pity on us, right? Because we are trying to get you to watch this shit. However, have some pity on us.
Right.
We're trying.
We are
Yeah.
trying. I am not a TikTok person. I'm
Yeah.
learning. Um,
Yeah.
But anyway, we didn't talk about the worst dress, but I do feel like I need to make an honorable mention to Sabrina Carpenter giving zero fucks, wearing a bodysuit in Kylie Jenner, or no, Kendall Jenner with her friend, whatever the fuck, Beaver. I don't remember her name.
Haley,
That
sweetie.
one, yes, that one. Giving zero fucks about the Met
The
Gala
theme,
and wearing a regular business suit,
a
which
blazer.
was fucking pathetic. Anyway,
Yeah, I classify that as your typical rich white girl behavior. That's what that was.
it's disgusting.
They gave what I expected them to give.
They gave
Yeah,
zero. Hey,
right.
at least Kendall can no longer lie. Like literally, no one else wore what she was wearing.
That's something for sure. Um, I saw some chatter online that the reason Sabrina Carpenter wore what she wore was because Pharrell was like, "You're short, you shouldn't wear pants." Which is rich coming from Pharrell. Please look up how tall
Right.
Pharrell is.
Yeah.
But that was apparently the reasoning behind her outfit.
There's also a lot of, so the way it works is like, yeah, the designer, draws for the client and the client is the celebrity. But the
Right,
celebrity has the last word, and typically celebrity, aka the stylist, are the ones that say yes or no
right,
before the piece is created. So naturally, Sabrina Carpenter must have seen this shit before she wore it.
right.
Yeah.
Which is
I mean, it's
again,
very on brand for her because look at her tour. All she
sure,
wears is Victoria's Secret sparkly suits.
but you're at the Met Gala though. You know
Right.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I think also I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel that from a designing point of view or a, creative director point of view, it's really lazy to say you're short, so you shouldn't wear
Yeah,
pants.
that means you literally didn't care or didn't want to try.
Didn't want to try, didn't want to
Yeah, it's
think. You're
pathetic.
telling
So
me that you,
the best
yeah,
thing I saw, and it kind of made me emotional because he's right. So it was this fashion designer I met a couple years ago, and he's based out of LA, and he posted something on his feed during the Met Gala, and it was like, for all those creatives and all those designers out there, remember, it's not your fault you're not there. It's not that you're missing the drive. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you're missing the creativity or the talent. It's just a lack of either resources or connections
access.
or access.
Yeah,
Yeah. And he's completely right because a
yes,
lot of the times, a lot of us designers don't make it out there because we're missing the connections, we're missing the funds, we're missing X, Y, and Z.
absolutely.
And people don't get to experience us as creatives because of that limited
Yeah,
access. So,
I agree. I agree.
yeah, I saw that and I was like, I was also drunk. So,
That helps.
yeah,
Yes. No, no, no.
but
I agree.
there were a lot of misses, and a lot of people were like, oh, Gigi Hadid did amazing, and Megan the Stallion, just because they reference, I forgot her name. You guys know I'm terrible with names, but anyway, they referenced this black artist, and I was like, yeah, I get the reference, I get the inspiration, but it was not the theme. The theme was not black people in history. The
It was
theme
a
was like,
specific
yeah,
black
it was
dandyism.
correct.
Yes.
Black dandyism, men's fashion, that was the inspiration. It was tailoring men's fashion, dandyism, and a lot of people didn't get it. Anyway,
Yeah, which again, not freaking surprising whatsoever. So that
Baker,
yeah,
what's her name?
who?
Josephine
Who?
Baker? No, is it Josephine Baker?
She was a jazz singer in the
Yes,
yes.
her.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
That's what,
Yeah.
Megan the Stallion and Gigi Hadid kind of like got their inspiration from.
Sure,
But
they
it's
looked
not
great,
black
but
dandyism
that's not
or
no. Right.
tailoring.
Right. No, no, no. No, I don't
Anyway,
I'm not about it.
anyway.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
so pissed that we're just gonna move on to the topic. Just kidding. No,
So mad we're just gonna move on.
before we do
Yeah.
move on, I want to celebrate Lady Gaga because her amazing concert in Brazil, largest attending audience in
Yes.
history,
Yes.
beating Madonna's
Yes.
1.5 million.
Whew.
Lady Gaga managed to get 2.1 million people out.
I know. I
I
know.
think
I
that's something to celebrate, period. And I think
period.
it's even more of a celebration because she's a huge queer advocate and queer friendly performer that I think it's just amazing to celebrate.
Yes, she's absolutely amazing. She's killing it. Her show is excellent. I've seen, some criticism that it's like, oh, this is just Coachella all over again, blah, blah, blah,
Which is fine.
which is fine. The thing is, people don't understand. This is not the Mayhem tour. This isn't,
Right.
she's not on tour yet. This
Yeah.
is the pre-tour shows. Which, by the way, an artist of her size, she doesn't have to do this, right? Like,
Right.
there's
It
a lot
was
of
a
like,
free concert in
right.
Brazil. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a reaching out to her audience. And
Yeah.
and honestly, it's a thank you to her audience, which
Yeah.
find me an artist that size that is doing shit like
Yeah.
that right
Yeah.
now.
Even
Zero.
on her concert in Mexico City, just her taking the time to write something and then get it translated in Spanish and read it out as best as she could in Spanish. And she was also referencing Mexican art. So it's just, I just got chills because it's the amount of thought that goes into her and her performances and her like thank you to the audience who created her.
So much thought. And
Yeah.
I think, especially for those in our audience that may not know, right? Right. She did this in Mexico. Number one, her rolling down the Mexican flag in that balcony, hugely, hugely symbolic. And her standing up there in that balcony, if you're not familiar, for
With the
Mexican
Mexican flag.
Independence Day,
Yeah.
yes, the president or the leader of the country stands up there and, celebrates Mexican independence, blah, blah, blah. Lady Gaga doing this and doing this speech in Spanish and stuff like that is a huge, sort of honor to not just the Mexican people, but Mexico right now in a place in time. She's standing up there as a female artist, the first year that a female
President.
president
Hmm.
of the Mexican nation is going to do something very similar in a few months. Like Fonz is saying, it's so well thought out. It's so symbolic. That's why the crowd in Mexico lost it, because it's so meaningful. And she put that effort in, her creative team put that effort in, and then they just go straight into Alejandro. It was so
Yeah.
beautiful.
And then
She
in
did great.
Brazil, like taking the
The
time to,
yellows and the
right,
greens.
right, to redo
Yes.
her outfit.
Yes,
And
for the country.
yeah. So
Yes.
I don't know. Overall, I'm super impressed. I can only hope that I can grab some tickets to go see her in New York. We'll see.
I
I'll keep you
know.
guys posted.
We'll keep you
I
posted. Yeah, no,
really, really, really want to go see her. I mean,
she was
so
amazing.
far, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. I can't, and again, this might be a millennial thing. But we also need to acknowledge Lady Gaga's getting a little bit older, right? She's getting close, she's getting older, and the woman, it's not slowing down. So to all those shitty people that think that women have an expiration date, specifically female artists, here's Lady Gaga to remind you that that's not a thing,
Yeah.
right?
And
Um,
here's the thing with
yeah,
Lady Gaga. Every time she disappears, she comes back stronger.
yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. She's
And she
excellent.
just like takes on generations with her. Like obviously millennials, huge fans of her, and now Gen Zers with
Yes.
Abracadabra are like becoming Gaga fans and Gaga little monsters. And she's like everyone calls her like mother.
Yes.
She is
Yeah.
the Lady Gaga monster mother of it all. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love her so much.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's doing
Speaking
great
of
things.
mothers, today's episode will be dedicated to them, except not the good
Yes.
ones. Just kidding.
Right, right,
Okay,
right. So,
maybe I'm overstating. Maybe some of them will be situations where we're like, we agree with the mother. We'll see. I don't know.
we'll see.
I haven't read any of them,
Yeah,
so
we're gonna give you
we're all
a
gonna find out.
yeah, we're gonna give you a quick Am I the Asshole Mother's Day edition, because by the time you listen to this, you would have like gone through Mother's Day.
Yeah, so for you Mexicans, Mother's Day is
It's
just passed
Saturday.
by this Saturday.
It's
Well,
gonna
by
be
the
this,
time you guys listen to
yeah,
this, it'll be this past
Saturday.
Saturday, and for
Yep.
everyone else in the world, it'll be
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're gonna kick it old school and go a couple Am I the Assholes for you guys. So I'm gonna kick it off because this one is a doozy. So, am I the asshole for telling my husband this is the worst Mother's Day I've ever had? Uh, I, 24 female, woke up this morning to my husband, 23 male, not at home. In the past, he will do this and come back with a gift, whether it be Valentine's Day or whatever. But when I texted him and asked him where he was, he told me he was out buying himself a new pair of shoes. I said, okay. He comes home, invites all of his friends over, and they all ride dirt bikes, hang out, and I do not see my husband all day long. I got my toddler and went outside to try and spend time with him. My toddler runs up to him while he's talking, and he turns around and snaps at me and tells me that I need to watch her. This upsets me, so we just went back inside. I went back out again later to ask if he had eaten the rest of the grapes. And when I said, hey, babe, he turned around, snapped at me again, and said, what? In a very irritated tone. I just said, never mind, and went back inside again. Girl, I could fucking never. I'd be like, what? Who you fucking wanting? I just said, never mind, and went back inside
Wait,
again. Go
before
ahead.
you finish, was
Please.
this on Mother's Day?
Yes.
Oh shit, continue.
Yes. The third time really just sent me over the edge. When I walked out and asked if he could help me with something, I have placenta previa and can't lift anything over 20 pounds. And he says, I guess just let me drop everything I'm doing and help you. Slams his stuff down on the tailgate of his truck. I said, never mind, and went back inside and never went back out again. Once again, sis. We need to up the fucking ante here. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the thing. Going back to our previous episode, that's what
Please.
happens when you marry a fucking boy mom, or you marry a fucking bro, or you marry a fucking, what is it, high value man.
I tell you, man.
This is what you get. This is the product of those terms.
Yes, and you're about to prove your own point here. About an hour later, he comes inside to grab a drink. He sees I've been crying. I'm highly sensitive and 6 months pregnant, taking care of a wild 4-year-old, and asks in a very irritated tone, "What's wrong with you now?" I try my best to tell him while uncontrollably sobbing that I've had the worst Mother's Day. And before I can even get it out of my mouth, he calls me childish for crying like a baby and tells me that I'm being an asshole just trying to make him feel like a piece of shit. He then tells me that Mother's Day is for celebrating your mother, not your wife, and that I don't deserve to be rewarded. I've laid in bed and cried pretty much all day. Am I the asshole?
I have a lot of opinions.
Please.
But before I get into them, well, I guess it's part of them. Here's the thing. Any celebration,
Yeah.
whether it be a birthday, whether it be Mother's Day, whether it be Halloween, whether it be Christmas, St. Patrick's, blah, 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 etc., we decide what kind of weight we want to put on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
With that said, if he thinks Mother's Day is to celebrate his mother and not his wife, who has already given birth to a 4-year-old now and is pregnant with
Another.
then that says a lot about the high value man you married, and therefore you should probably be a single mother. And no, you're not the asshole.
No, completely agree. And again,
Can you, okay, so before, because I want to hear your side,
Please.
but do you, and maybe it's just me, but growing up, did you celebrate Father's Day as much as you celebrated Mother's Day?
No.
100%.
No.
And there's a reason for that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. No, and again, I will reiterate. I feel like this whole idea about being a cool, calm, and collected girly that never blows up and never tells people how the fuck it is a little bit over marketed for me lately, okay? Let me be very motherfucking clear. You get one shot to talk to me like I'm an asshole. One. You do that shit again, I'm gonna give it right back to you, but 3 times worth. And I guarantee you I can hurt your feelings worse than you can hurt mine. So don't talk to me like that. That's number one. So I suggest to all my girlies out there, and I understand there's a few girlies out there that may be in, highly explosive, abusive situations, and that's tough, right? You don't want to escalate, you don't want to do all these things. But let's be very fucking for real. For 90% of these assholes out there, you gotta nip it in the bud. okay? Don't talk to me like that. Don't.
I
That's number
also
one.
want to mention on that note, there are also some women that are highly volatile. What I mean with that
Yes.
is like anything will trigger them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anything will
I've met a
trigger them.
few. I've met a few. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're one
Yeah.
of them, check yourself before you make a scene. You're
Agree to
like, no.
disagree. But this is the thing. Okay, so fair point.
Yeah,
Absolutely, right?
yeah.
But this is
But
the thing.
here's the thing: it's a very thin line between like you're being delusional to like this is actually serious. In
100%.
this specific case, it is kind of serious. This guy
Yes.
is literally the asshole. You're not the asshole. You're not making a
No.
big deal out of it.
Right. So let me be clear. The line is, are you at Walmart and going off on an employee because something didn't ring up the price that you thought it was going to? Delusional.
Not even that.
This?
I'm talking like in relationships, like
Oh,
for example, at home. Let's
yes,
say, because this is my trigger. Let's say your partner doesn't, pick up their plate after themselves. They
sure,
literally stand up and walk away, leave the
sure,
dirty plate on the table. For
sure.
me, that's a trigger.
Yep,
But is it really an issue? No.
sure.
Right. Because there are a lot of other things that this person does, right? But
Yes.
here's the catch. There are a lot of other things that this person brings to the table.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No.
So
100%.
weigh your,
Yeah.
weigh
Clearly, this person doesn't bring shit to the table.
correct.
Because what I can say is my partner would never do this.
Right.
Never.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
D- Speaking of triggers, does he leave his underwear that he took off to take a shower by the shower door?
Right.
And,
That's
and
what
does
I'm
it
talking about.
cause a rage in me in which I know if given the proper tools, I could bring down a city?
Correct.
Yes.
Right.
Do I act on it? No.
Correct.
Right? So
That's
yes,
what
there
I'm
you go.
talking about.
There's the
Are we
lens.
highly volatile or are we like, actually rational people? In this case, she is not the asshole. He's the asshole. I
At
suggest you
all.
become a single mother. You would probably be better off alone, but that's just my opinion.
Right. Right. Yeah, so unfortunately she before we move on to yours, she makes a couple edits
Oh God.
in which
Please
she
tell me she
says
got divorced. Just kidding.
no, she didn't. Um she she says he didn't just randomly start acting this way. He's been nasty in the past and he always apologizes and says he'll change. It's just that he's never acted this way on a holiday. He's always went out of his way to make me feel special on holidays celebrating me. Uh, and she says, update, Father's Day. Me and my daughter haven't spent time with him today, and he's mad. I just got a text saying, it's literally Father's Day. I just wanted to see y'all, but never mind. And it honestly sucks that he's trying to make me feel bad for giving him the same amount of attention he
Talk
gave me on
about
Mother's Day.
gaslighting.
Exactly. Um, I said the exact same thing about him begging to spend time with us on Mother's Day, and I was met with anger.
Shocker.
Shocker. All goes back to your initial point. Mama's boy, high value man, bullshit. Clear as day.
Yeah,
Clear
he
as day.
literally thinks he's better than her, therefore he should be celebrated more than she is. Even though her fucking
Imagine.
vagina probably spread open, I don't know how many inches for this kid to pop out. These two kids to pop out.
Imagine
Disgusting.
the audacity
Divorce
of
this fucking asshole.
divorce this asshole. Imagine your contribution to childbearing being what? We'll be generous. We'll give him 90 seconds worth of thrusting.
Maybe 5
Maybe
minutes at most.
at most,
She
start to
didn't even
finish.
come.
Right. And
She
this is
didn't.
his
He
attitude?
did.
Yes. This is
Whatever.
his attitude? Gross. All
She
right.
fucking carried this thing inside her for 9 months.
Yes.
Who cares? These two things, whatever.
Whatever.
Disgusting. Let's move to the
Gross.
next one.
Next.
I love how we were just immediately triggered. Okay, so am I the asshole for missing half of Mother's Day?
Okay.
What does half of Mother's Day even
What
mean?
is that? Like half the day? Okay.
We'll find out. I've been
Okay.
invited to a bachelor party that is going from Friday to Monday. Ooh. It's a huge cabin in the woods, and this is not a hard partying group. So this won't be strippers and drugs and party, but more of a board games, drinks, and hikes kind of party.
Okay.
There's 12 guys coming. The place we booked has a 3 night minimum, so that's how we ended up with the timing going through Mother's Day. Most of the group is staying until Monday. I told my fiance this months ago, and I would plan to be home on Sunday, aka Mother's Day, and not to stay the full trip. I plan to get home around 1 p.m. To have dinner and reservation and presents, a card, and
Sure. Okay.
yesterday we were talking and I brought up the plan, and it seems my fiance thought I was planning on coming home Saturday. I definitely never said that. She lost it. I started bawling and saying that I shouldn't have come back on Sunday at all if I'm not going to be there in the morning.
Oh,
She lost it.
right.
Okay,
She
she
said that.
lost
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
She lost it and she started bullying. Okay. A couple more things for context. For Father's Day, we were away for a friend's wedding. She woke up early, did some thoughtful things. I woke up to presents and treats. But we also spent 7 hours driving from an event we attended for her father for Father's Day. I thought I was being thoughtful, and I don't want to complain. It just seems a little ironic that this is the most recent comparison. Our baby is 14 months old. I was wondering if there were actual parents, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
here's the
yeah.
here's the answer. Our baby is 14 months old, so this is her second Mother's Day. Second Mother's Day. Also for context, we've had frequent fights about spending time with my friends. We recently had two big fights about me coming home sober at 10 p.m. after seeing my friends for 10 months, after not seeing my friends for 10 months, when she thought I should have been home by 9 p.m. at most. Most of my friends I'm seeing on this trip, I haven't seen for 6 to 8 months. It seems like I'm almost never seeing my friends, and every time I do, I have to get in fights with her about it. So, am I the asshole for planning to miss half of Mother's Day?
Is it even half a fucking Mother's Day? It's just the morning. From everything he said, he would get there like he just won't be there when she wakes up, is what it
So,
sounds like.
the general consensus is like he's the asshole, but I think both of them are the asshole.
Yeah, I think everyone's the asshole here. Like I understand like okay, so if this was planned, you should have told these people, "Hey, this falls on Mother's Day,
Right.
and I want to
And
be
it's
there
your bachelor
for."
party, so I'm assuming she might be attending the other side of the
Right,
bachelorette
the like the
party.
Bachelorette. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
maybe. I mean, I wouldn't foresee someone not inviting her.
Yeah, but also, so there's that, but then also like it sounds like she's a little bit controlling about his time and like
Yeah,
the
and
time
then
that he
it's not
spent.
even the controlling thing that throws me off. It's like the whole. It's like a temper tantrum. I feel like this woman is
Yes.
definitely white and entitled, and she feels like it should be her day from like 2 a.m. to like 2 a.m. the next day.
Right.
Yeah. Because if he's going to be home by 1 p.m. with flowers, dinner, etc., I, I mean, maybe I'm taking it lightly. I mean, I'm not a mother, obviously, and I will never be a father. So I don't understand the situation, but like, I
Yeah,
think she's a little delulu.
I think so too. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of people are really delulu about
Yeah.
situations
It's like
like that.
the only comparison I have to this is like my birthday, because when you met me, it was my birthday month.
That's
Then
right.
it turned into my birthday week.
Yes.
Then it turned into my birthday dinner.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so like, yeah, I get it. I mean, yeah, of course I would want to throw a parade on my birthday, right? Just for the attention of it all, because it's the one day that I can actually bring attention to myself.
Right.
But I feel like she's being a little delusional. If he told you he was going to be home by 1 p.m., have dinner reservations, presents, and flowers and everything, like, I think you should be fine with that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you guys are immature as fuck, honestly.
Both of
Oof.
them. Yeah. Both are the assholes.
Gross. Both of them. Yes. Okay. Um, Let me see. You know what? Let's take a quick break and then we'll be right back with the next ones. We'll be right back. All right, guys. So we're back. And it's my turn, and this one's a doozy. Am I the asshole for wanting to acknowledge my mom on Mother's Day alongside my wife, given the fact that this is my wife's first Mother's Day after the birth of our first child a few weeks ago? Uh, I'm genuinely curious on what I experienced this past Mother's Day and whether or not I am in the wrong. Facts. This person states facts, okay? Lists them. Wife just gave birth recently to our first child. Wife's mom stayed with us for 14 days after the birth to help, given we had a C-section. My parents live 10 miles away. We've had them over 3 times since the birth, compared to the 14 consecutive days of my mother-in-law. Wife expressed not wanting to socialize or mingle on her first Mother's Day, i.e., she doesn't want to see my mom or dad. My gut reaction is this is actually a bit selfish, as it's Mother's Day for all mothers, and I would like to at least give a hug to my mom who lives 10 miles away. My wife feels that because it's her first Mother's Day, that it's perfectly acceptable to enforce this sort of demand on me. I didn't know exactly what to do leading up to Mother's Day, but then I became aware that my mom had made a cake and a card for my wife for her first Mother's Day. Wife asks me what I think, and I respond that maybe they can drop it off per my dad's idea, given that the gesture of her making a cake, a card, and that she is my mother. It would be nice to give her a hug. My wife is extremely upset that I shared that idea and believes that I'm in the wrong for honoring her request to not see for not honoring her request to see my mom on Mother's Day.
Mm.
Furthermore, she says she believes that my mom only made the cake or card so she can see me and our child. She insists that I failed to prioritize her by wanting to share Mother's Day with my mom, even with a small gesture like a hug. Am I the asshole for one, wanting to acknowledge my mom who's 10 miles away on Mother's Day, and two, proactively not honoring my wife's request to not see my mom, and three, massively disagreeing that Mother's Day from now on doesn't include my mom?
What do you think?
We're gonna go back to your point, okay? Before we went on
Okay.
break.
Uh-huh.
First of all, I do agree with him that if we're gonna do Mother's Day, everyone's a mother, right? Um, she gets to have her mommy take care of her, right? During her C-section time, which seems like a good thing. And there's C-sections are brutal. I get it. Also, I want cake pretty much 99% of the time. I
Unless
don't know.
it's raisinless carrot tres leches cake.
That's right.
Sounds like a tongue twister, but there's
Gross.
such a thing.
I think his wife is being a little bit ridiculous, and let me give you some added context that he added. He said, I always support seeing her family and never complain. When they visit, they stay over and I never complain. I really feel like I'm not being treated equally. Her mom stayed with us for 14 days after the birth, which I graciously supported. There's no way on earth my wife would ever let my mom stay with us for 14 days if I had surgery. This all feels like she constantly tries to push my parents away. For her to suggest that my mom only made a cake and card to see me and the child is a horrific thing to suggest, in my opinion.
Even if it was, even if the mother's intent was just to see her son and her grandchild, that's good enough reason.
Right.
What's wrong with that? For me, it
Yeah.
started off as like, okay, he's another like boy mom.
Mama's boy. Yeah.
Yeah. And then as the story progressed, I was like, she's a fucking asshole. So no, you're not the asshole, she's the asshole. And the
She's,
reason for me to say that is because it's clear that she feels entitled to be a brat
yes,
because it's her first child.
100%.
And this is
100%.
the thing, I get it. It's your first Mother's Day, yada, yada, yada. That doesn't negate the fact that you have a mother. That doesn't negate the fact that he has a mother. And yes, both of those mothers need to be celebrated as well as your, newborn child. So, perfect case scenario, both mothers come to your house. All three of you guys celebrate together. You share that cake that your
Yeah.
husband's mother made with your mother, etc., etc. But you're acting like a
Right.
fucking child.
You're acting like a brat.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Mother's Day is also one of those things where you're part of a different club, right?
Also,
Now? So,
like,
like,
here's the thing. I don't know how it was for you, but growing up, Mother's Day was obvious. Like, obviously, we celebrated my mother, but what gave my mother, and my mom, what gave my mother the most pleasure or satisfaction was seeing us happy. Therefore, like, whatever was being celebrated for her, she always kept in mind, like, I want my
everybody else.
children, yeah, and everyone else involved to have a good time. So, I mean, maybe that was a one off. Maybe my mom is just another level of human, but I think that selflessness also reflects on the level of motherly love that you have.
Yes.
So I don't know. I'm just
Yes.
very,
And I think to your point, I
yeah,
think that reflects on the type of human that the mother is, right? Because
yeah,
your mom, your mom is spiritually fed by watching others be happy. And
yeah,
your mom, at the end of the day, she likes to be in service of others. So if you're in her house, she's going to feed you. She's going to make you feel comfortable. She's going to actually be interested in what you're up to in life and ask you questions and all of these things. And so that's what feeds her soul.
right,
So that's why she's the way that she is that way. And
right,
so yeah, I think it's also about the person that you are and what kind of things matter to you. Because yeah, your mom would never say, "Oh, I can be the only mom at the Mother's Day
right.
celebration."
Yeah,
She
I
would be
can
like,
guarantee you,
"Yeah,
like, once one of my sisters has a child, um, my mother is gonna I guess selflessly become the second. Like, she'll be
yes,
like, I'm not the mother. Let's celebrate this other mother.
100%."
Yeah. I don't know. It's just
But also, I feel like it's also one of those things where your mom is super secure in her identity as a mom. Like
yes.
she doesn't need to like
Right.
make it this thing,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
she's like, honestly, that I'm not putting this on your mom, but if I was someone's mom, I'd be like, isn't it enough that I give birth to you?
Right.
Like I'm good.
Yeah.
after that. You're welcome.
Yeah.
The planet's on fire.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So,
That's very much
yeah,
her for sure. Yeah.
yeah, she's an asshole. You're not the asshole in
Yeah.
this case. The husband's
100%.
not the
Yeah.
asshole.
Yeah.
Yep.
I 100% agree.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Am I the asshole for my gay son that I love to be invited to his wedding despite how I treated him when he came out?
Okay.
That already screams asshole, but let's see.
Oh my God. All right. Let's
Maybe
see.
we're wrong. We'll see.
Maybe. Yeah.
All right. So I acted horrible when my son Jesse first came out to me. I will admit, he was 16 years old when he came out to me, and I made him go to conversion therapy, something I will regret for the rest of my life. I made him break up with his boyfriend and sent him off. I messed him up, and I know how much it hurt him.
Oh my
When he was
God.
20 years old, he eventually confronted me about this and what I did to him, and I eventually came to terms with what I had done. I began to accept him and his partner slowly at first, but eventually altogether. Recently, and Jesse and Sam, maybe Sam, maybe that's what she meant.
Yeah.
Jesse and Sam have announced their engagement and
Hmm.
that they are hoping to get married once COVID restrictions are lifted. Jesse called me directly and told me that his partner and I are not comfortable having me at his wedding because of what had happened when Jesse was a kid. I told him I understand, but I do love him and I have changed and I would love to attend the wedding in support of him. He told me that he had made up his mind and to stop mentioning it. He seemed very angry. I feel like I need perspective on this. I do feel like I have changed and I would love to be there, but I also understand their perspective. Am I the asshole? I don't know.
Um, I
So
think
the
it's, yeah.
general consensus says asshole, but I beg to differ.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think anyone's the asshole here. Like I think for
I
me,
think, no, no, no. Honestly, like being 100% real, I think her son is the asshole.
you do?
100%.
Why?
Regardless of what your mother did and sent you to conversion therapy and all that good stuff, I don't think it is fair for you to exclude her from your wedding because it sounds like she has changed and it sounds like she's accepting now. It
Yeah.
sounds like she's met Sam before.
Right. Right.
So it sounds like she did have a change of heart and it sounds like he just hasn't dealt with his trauma
Right.
from conversion therapy and all that BS, that he's reflecting on her and that's why he doesn't want her in his
Yeah.
wedding. So yeah, to me, her son, what is it, Jesse, is the asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, I see exactly what you're saying, but I think because I don't know. I guess because I'm a professional grudge holder. So for me,
Right.
yeah, yeah, for me, because that's the thing. If I'd be like, okay, cool, like you've, I guess, done like your repenting, right? Like you've seen the error of your ways, and you accept me now, and you know my partner and all this stuff, and blah blah blah. But also, I don't know that I would want someone like that at my wedding,
Like
even if it
how
is my
though?
mom.
Someone like how?
Like that put me in a camp.
Okay, but
Like
then, like you said, you're holding a grudge. You're
I am.
holding on
Yeah.
to the past
Yeah.
because it sounds like she is now accepting of their relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think
So
that that's where,
if
like,
someone had a change of heart and they were
yes.
like, I was in the wrong. I'm so sorry for making you suffer through
Yeah.
conversion therapy. I
Yeah.
feel like them coming to you and saying, I'm sorry, like I was wrong. I think that's enough for you to understand that they accept you now and they want to be part of your life.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm just being sensitive because I'm talking on experience. Like, I don't think my father would ever come to me and be like, hey, I'm
No.
sorry for, calling you a faggot and like not accepting you as you are. for him to be a part of my life, you know?
Right.
So that's why I'm like, if he were to come back and be like, hey, like, I'm so sorry, I did fuck up, I wish to be part of your life now,
Right.
then
Yeah.
I would probably be forgiven and be like, you know what, like, we're all human, we all make mistakes. I've made my mistakes when I was young. Like, we can all change if we decide to. Then
Yeah.
I would more than likely be like, okay, like, there's a seat on the table
Yeah.
for you in my wedding.
Yeah.
But
That's no, and that's the thing. That's absolutely lovely, and I do exactly see what you mean. You're just a better human than me. No, like literally, like no fucking exaggerations. I would be exactly like Jesse. I'd be like, yeah, like you can see us after the wedding, but you
right.
can't be at the wedding. And it would
But
be
here's another thing.
punitive.
It's again, I go back to what I mentioned earlier. Like, it depends on the weight you put on things.
Yes. And I
Like,
would be putting
what does the
50
wedding
pounds.
mean to you?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And that's the thing that's coming from me. I eloped, as you guys know. So it's
Right.
not like I give that many fucks about weddings themselves.
Exactly.
But I do give a lot of fucks about rubbing people's face in it. So I guess that's probably my problem.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's probably a me issue. And what? Meanwhile, I'm over there being like, you should yell at people. Um, this is
Yeah, I
gonna
don't know.
be,
For me, honestly,
yeah.
Jesse's the asshole. Period.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Do
don't
you
think
think the
anyone's
mom's
the
still the
asshole.
asshole?
No, you know what's funny? I don't think anyone's the asshole because this is
Okay.
the
Well, that's
to
a
your
that's a win.
yeah,
Yeah.
to your point. I think it's awesome that she's like evolved
Right.
and like seen the error of her ways. That's great. So I don't think it makes her an asshole to want to be there and all these things. But no, I just think no one's the asshole. I think it's just like a shitty situation. And at the end of the day, it's up to the couple,
100%.
right?
Right.
So
Yeah. Still
good
think
luck,
Jesse's the
girl.
asshole.
Good luck, girl.
Right.
Um, let's see. Okay, this is my last one. You guys will love
Hmm.
this one. Am I the asshole for refusing to spend Mother's Day with my ex and his wife?
Yes.
Celebrating
Just
her
kidding.
so our
I'm
kids
just kidding.
will. Yes, Nick, and this has been general. No. Why did I fake having a fucking microphone when I'm holding one? Anyway, I can't. Okay. My ex-husband and I share custody of our 17-year-old daughter and our 15-year-old son.
Wait,
Okay.
hold on. Let's do it
Okay.
again. Because I was too focused on the fake microphone.
Dude, can you believe? I was like, so,
Okay, well, let's do it
okay.
again. What was the
Woo.
situation?
Okay. My husband and I share custody of our 17-year-old daughter and
Okay.
15-year-old son. We divorced 12 years ago and co-parented with difficulty ever since. My ex is remarried, and there were tensions between the three of us for the majority of that time. Oof. My ex's wife came in with huge expectations. Oof. Thief of joy, just like comparison. With huge expectations of what she would be to the kids and how involved I would be, and none of it was realistic. For example, she thought I would agree to giving my ex primary custody and I would be a one weekend a month mom. When that isn't what happened, she expected everything mom related to be split equally between us. So alternating Mother's Day, taking turns doing the Mother's Day events at school, and even changing who was listed as their mom on certain forms. Whew. And she really believed that was something I would do and something that would cause zero problems with schools and doctors. She expected the kids to call her mom as soon as her wedding ring was on her finger, and she believed I should encourage, meaning force, them to call her mom. This was a long standing expectation that never got met. Not one time. She expected to have the same legal authority as my ex and I had, and that she would get to make certain decisions for the kids without my ex's or my consent. Those being where they went to school, what doctors they saw, and what summer camps they'd go to and for how long. She also expected to decide a religion for them.
I don't
She
know
wanted
what. Okay,
to, dude,
continue.
no, go
Continue.
ahead,
Continue. No,
please.
continue.
Go, keep going. Okay. She wanted to change their last name to a hyphenated name with hers, mine, and ex's. She fully expected this to happen too. There was more than a year of her throwing a tantrum because I shut the idea down. My ex's wife comes from money and is used to having things her own way. So not getting her expectations met made her increasingly bitter toward me. She alienated my kids. Um, Case in point, she tried to fight to get them into private school and pressured them to ask me. She wanted my daughter to be in cheer and music classes up to 6 times a week, and she wanted my son in football and boxing 6 times a week. My kids weren't interested in those activities, and she brought them along multiple times and tried to make them take part. She told me that's what boys and girls did. The kids make a point of spending as little time with her as possible. They do not appreciate her, and that bothers my ex and his wife. He and I have discussed it, but he told me they should, and that I was bitter for not making them appreciate her. Okay, so here we go. It says,
What's the general consensus?
"Oh, you're ready? She's the asshole."
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. It says the big thing was obviously Mother's Day has been a sore topic for them, you know, blah 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 blah. She is officially a mom now, and she believed that would mean my kids would be there for Mother's Day going forward once she had her own kid. Now my ex has come up with this insane idea that I should spend the day celebrating his wife and join in their Mother's Day celebrations. He said she's worth celebrating. It's her first time having her own child, and our kids should be there, but won't if I'm not.
Ooh.
Am I the asshole for refusing to go through with this? Dude, she sounds like she needs to be medicated.
There's a lot of layers to this shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
everyone's the asshole, in my opinion.
Okay, let's hear
It's
it.
a shit show.
It's a shit show.
First of all, this stepmother-in-law is psychotic as fuck. She,
Psychotic.
like you said, needs to be medicated ASAP.
Literally.
Who
Yeah.
the fuck are you, and why the fuck are you entitled to say anything about someone else's child?
Someone else's kids, you freak.
Fucking psycho.
Yeah.
You didn't have to read the whole Christian part of it. Well, you didn't say Christian, but I knew that's what she was talking about.
We always know.
Yep, we always know. She
Yeah.
didn't have to say the religion, but I knew she was Christian.
Yeah.
This is pathetic in so many levels. And also it's just all kinds of wrong everywhere. I don't know. This story just makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? The kids are 17 and 15.
Yeah.
So they're almost out of there.
Yeah.
So the fact that they divorced 12 years ago.
Yeah, the kids
This
were only
is-
like 3 and 5 or something like
Like,
that.
this is crazy. And this person, honestly, again, you gotta set your boundaries, friend.
Also,
You gotta
the thing
say-
I really want to mention is like because like I kind of get the whole like stepmother thing if
Sure.
the mother or the father is absent, because there's
Yes.
such thing as like, you know, the mother who births to the mother who actually
Raises and
raises
takes
the child.
care.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is not the situation because
No.
like both the mother and the stepmother and the father are very involved in all
Yes.
ways. So that's not the situation. But like in this situation where like the mother is absent and yeah, the stepmother has to kick in and like put on her motherly shoes on, then I get it. Yeah, celebrate the stepmom. She's your
Sure.
mother. 100% agree.
But
But if
this
she's trying
isn't
to
that.
play mama and she didn't birth you, then fucking
That's
like
weird.
back the fuck off. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I wonder if this man ever like gave her, I don't know. Here's the thing. If I were ever a father and there was a stepmother in the picture and she was trying to be this possessive about everything, I'd be like, bitch,
Come on.
you did not birth any of these children. They are not yours.
They have
I
a
wouldn't,
mother.
yeah, I wouldn't even let the mother get involved. I'd be like, these are my children. You are the stepmother. Know your boundaries.
Right. The parenting of these kids is between me and my
And
ex-wife.
their mother, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Like you can be the cool stepmom. That's great. I don't care. Go party with them when they're 18, 20 years old. That's
100%.
fine. I'm never going to deny you that. But you're not going to change the last name. You're
No.
not going to have any say in their medical records. You're not going to have any say in what religion they
My
are
God.
being brought into. You're not going to have any say into what school they're going to. It's probably not coming out of your paycheck. Then
So then leave it alone.
what the fuck?
No, insane. No, I
That's all
agree.
I have to say. What the fuck?
What the fuck? I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
Done. Yes.
it's a lot.
It's a lot. What's
Um,
yours?
no, I'm pissed.
Now I'm
Again,
angry. I'm angry all over again.
this entire episode has made me so mad.
So mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, last story.
Last story.
Am I the asshole for telling my friend she's a terrible mom?
Okay. Us.
For now, I'm going to call it this is a real friend, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Okay, so I, 23 female, have a best friend, 22 female, with two 4-year-old girls.
Also, twins, I
Twins,
guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
She recently got divorced and moved into her own place. My ex boyfriend, 23 years old male, is a father of her kids. I couldn't keep reading, I'm sorry. I'm gonna read it again. Holy fuck. My boyfriend, 23-year-old male, is the father of her kids, but not her ex. Long story. Okay. The fuck?
All right.
Yeah. We live in the same apartment building, just down the hall from each other. She has the 3 kids. No, she has the kids 3 weeks a month, and we have them 1 week a month. But she's starting to get reckless. She's angry at the fact that she has to be responsible so young. She goes out and parties and occasionally drinks around the kids. I hate it so much. And they're too little to understand what's going on. I know she's been abused and struggling with her mental health, but she has to regard for her babies. Oh no, she has no regard for her babies. Last week, she went out and left them home alone. We never would have known had not she posted a bunch of pictures on her Instagram around 1 a.m. A few months ago, she was too drunk to clean a cut one. She was too drunk to clean a cut one of the girls got.
Oh,
Oh,
like a cut,
got
like
it.
a cut. Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. She was too drunk to clean one of the girls that got injured or whatever. Anyway,
yeah.
the other sister had to try to do her first aid, and we didn't find out until it was infected. I went over to watch the girls for a little bit the other day and watched as they were completely self sufficient in making their own dinners. It broke my heart.
4-year-olds.
Yesterday, I confronted her. I told her how horrible of a mother she is and asked if their dad could have full custody of them. She blew up screaming at me, and I was trying to shove myself into their lives, telling me I was trying to shove myself into their lives. She sobbed for an hour over this and refused to let me take the kids for the night, even though she was so distraught. My boyfriend is saying that I was too harsh on her and she needs to be handled delicately. He
Oh,
told me I crossed the line trying to be a parent for their lives, but I'm more of a mom to them than their own mother. Am I the asshole? Okay, so this goes directly into the comment that I made previously about like the mother that birthed them to the mother that raised them. I
yes.
think in this situation, why is a 4-year-old making their own dinner?
Um,
Yeah.
it's funny because Fonzie and I, before we started recording, we were talking about what it's like to be a parentified adult. So if you grew up in a household where you were expected to perform parent-like duties and what that develops into once you actually become an adult and you have to sort of interact with your parent after that. And people don't realize this, but or a lot of people refuse to acknowledge it, but parentification is abuse. It's
Yes.
because it creates traumatized adults, right? And so these little 4-year-olds are absolutely traumatized. They're trying their best, right? Like there's no way where a 4-year-old is like, let me clean your cut. That's like survival at
Right.
its finest,
Yeah.
right? And so this person, the mom, right, like the biological mom of these kids, and then the baby daddy, right? They're both gross.
Yes.
Like that dad should be petitioning to get those kids. She's right, this person, the best friend. She's like, we
The
need to
best
get
friend
those
who's now
kids.
the stepmom. Yeah.
Yes, we
Well,
should
let's
get
start
those
with that whole
kids.
situation. That
Please,
creates trauma as
please.
it is.
As it is.
Like,
What's the
why is
story here?
my dad's current
Girlfriend,
girlfriend wife situation
your
my
best friend,
mother's ex
best
best
friend,
friend's? It's messy as it is. That creates trauma as it is. But
right?
also, like, this person has. It sounds like she's the only rational one in the situation where she's like, bro, we need to pull these kids out of that house because
Yes,
what the fuck is a 4-year-old doing cooking their own dinner?
absolutely. Absolutely.
No.
It makes no fucking
I think
sense.
this is another, like, well, maybe not everyone's the asshole. Well, yeah, everyone's the asshole because why the fuck are you sleeping with your best friend's man?
Seriously,
So everyone's the
what happened
asshole,
there?
but the stepmom might be a little bit less of an asshole because she at least has the mind to think of like this is not okay.
Oh my God.
But yeah,
Yeah,
this sounds like an undereducated, underdeveloped situation that needs to be resolved as soon as possible.
100%. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It's gross. Um, yeah, I hate it. And also, this is one of those things where you should maybe just explore dropping the kids off or like weirdly picking up the kids and be like, "Oh wow, is this a mandated reporter? This is crazy. Let me tell you a story about what's going on in these kids' lives." And then you just tell a mandated reporter and then oopsie daisy, they had to talk about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. I don't necessarily
This
yeah, I
is
think
why you don't spread your legs at 18 to 25 years old without protection.
just don't have kids.
Swallow them.
Squeeze them out.
I mean,
Whatever
that's
you need to
still
do.
kind of like,
No,
taking a
no, no.
risk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But just fucking, okay, cut your tubes, cut the men's tubes. Fucking take a, what is it? Uva ring or whatever.
Neuvering.
There
Neuvering's
you
great.
go. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Just be responsible. Don't open your
Come on,
legs without
guys.
protection.
Come on.
Disgusting.
Come on. I feel like
I
half
feel
of
like this
these
person probably lives in Texas or Florida, honestly.
somewhere in the South for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gross. Please let us know what you thought about these and let us know what you did for Mother's Day for your mom. Or most importantly, if you don't have a mom, right, in the traditional sense, who is your mom in your life? Who do you
Yes.
view as
Let's
this?
celebrate those mothers that actually raised you and not the
Yes, and
mothers
not
that
just,
just spread their legs and left you alone.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Let's celebrate those people.
Yeah.
Let us know who those people in
Yeah.
your life
Huge shout
are.
out to my mother.
Yeah, shout out to my mom too. Thanks, girl.
Yeah.
Um, you're the reason I'm insane, and I thank you for that.
At least we're like insane, insane enough, you know?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
We're
yes.
insane in the right way. How about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Insane old delusion. Um,
There's a
yes,
reason why Alice in Wonderland is my favorite story.
exactly. Yes.
Right.
So let us
Anyway,
know how you
happy
celebrated
Mother's
the
Day to
moms.
everyone out there.
Happy Mother's Day,
Whether
guys.
you're a birth mother or a upbringing mother,
Yeah.
happy Mother's Day to you.
Happy Mother's Day to you. You're valid. We see you.
We see you,
And
yeah. Those are like the mothers that take the time to raise their
oh my
child.
God.
Those are the mothers we need to celebrate for sure.
Absolutely. You
Yeah,
deserve it all.
you do.
And until next time, this has been
General
General
Query.
Query. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.